What's up, guys?
We back.
Hanging out.
She back.
OG, Ellie Hiller.
So happy to be here.
One of our OGs. Hey, did you see Sevon found Prison Me?
What is that?
I don't know if I can find. I'll try to find it as you should have told me. I would have tried to find it before.
It's literally at the like hour 29-minute mark or 28-minute mark, but he found an alternate universe where it's like Prison Me, and it's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Dude. What is it? I can't even conceptualize.
It's just another, it's a content creator. She's a content creator on Instagram, and she makes really funny reels. And she, dude, Prison Garrett was hilarious. It was. It was. It's
like, right here.
Yeah.
I know he won't care, but here.
Let's get up. But I found Garrett Glinton online. Prison Glinton from the Glinton podcast. This is Prison Glinton. I'm so sorry, Colleen. Before I did this bit, I was like, "Fuck, Colleen's gonna fucking be so angry at me." This is Glinton in an alternate universe. Multiverse. Thank you, Ernie. Multiverse. Yeah, this is Garrett Glinton in the multiverse. Check this out.
The new shit that the new generation be coming up with, it's just silly than a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Somebody came up to me and was like, "Oh, Mo, it's so grateful and blessed you are to be off drugs." And myself, I know what it's like to be addicted to something. I'm like, "Yeah, what was you addicted to?" And she was like, "Sugar." I mean, sugar's just like cocaine. Correct me if I'm wrong. I ain't never seen nobody slide a knob for a donut. I ain't never been on a police chasing shit with 12 donuts in their back seat. Like, what the fuck are they talking about? Sugar's like cocaine, bitch.
I'm still confused.
Girl, I don't even know how to. It's basically like are you addicted to sugar? His bit was, are you addicted to sugar as much as you're addicted to any other substance and any other addictive substance? Yeah. I keep saying a dick, and then I feel like that's what I'm saying.
I thought you were saying this was something that like fat booth is a thing, and then like it's a prison, like they make you look like a prisoner, like prison.
No, he found like he finds people that like look like you or whatever. And I texted him back and I was like, dude, I've had cornrows. Like my hair's been in cornrows before. Like my scalp is super white, so it doesn't make sense. But yeah, I've definitely had cornrows, but I'm not sucking anything for anything.
Oh, he did say that later. Yeah, he did say that.
Well, Corey and Tiga, my favorites in the chat. Love them.
Yeah, we're gonna ask hi Ellie, you're amazing. Yeah, she is amazing.
Love him. He's such a good guy.
What's up, T Money?
Ortega is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. We met him at Crash. He's so cool.
He's so easy to talk to. He's one of the he's so cool. I'm glad he's crushing it in the space. I hope he continues to do so.
Yeah.
Super cool. Heidi. Wrong.
Please say hello to Jan. I think you hurt his feelings.
Oh, Jan. Sorry. Hi, Jan. Excuse me. My bad. Sorry, dude. What's cracking? Here, fine. You can ask the first question, even though you're not even on the show. Ellie, if you had to choose, would you rather have arms as long as Mr. Tickle or legs as short as E.T.? I don't know who Mr. Tickle is, but I know.
I don't either. He clearly doesn't know what I look like because I probably already do have legs as short as E.T. Honestly. I'm 5'1", Jan.
5. Well, it's probably because of the open workout that came out tonight, right? Like everyone's like it's a short person's workout, which
last week?
No, this week. Today. Did you see the one?
Technically this week as well because it's thrusters. Yeah.
Thrusters, pull-ups, bar muscle ups,
chest to bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also the open kind of always is. Just anything that you're going to be doing in a gym it's range of motion. It's going to benefit the shorter person. I mean, that's just unless you do wall balls and rowing. Like,
yeah, we'll never get that one again.
Yeah. Never get that one. Yeah, Colton could literally win the open this year, depending on what the last one is. But I think he could win it.
Yeah, people are talking about that.
Colton is going to go 2 for 2.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Sorry.
I am not excited for it, but we gonna do it anyways.
Hey, and we got to tell you, we want to tell everybody we're going to go live on Saturday in the morning to do the open workout but the fun special part about it is Gabe from Paper Street Coffee is going to jump in and do it with Colleen.
Work out right next to
Maybe
me.
I heard it. I love it.
Yeah. So
Yep.
we'll at CrossFit Chief Nation, Jethro, shout out Jet. Thank you for letting us use your gym.
Yeah.
And so we'll be able to go live from there with them and then like chat with them afterwards. It's super cool.
Bright and early.
Gabe,
Bright and early.
Gabe's like, I love to hurt, and then he gave me the sad emoji. Like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
I
good.
don't care who you put up against each other. It is so fun to watch people go head to head. Like, I don't know. It doesn't even have to. It could be literally like a guy and a girl or whatever. Like the way y'all are doing. That's so fun. Just when everyone gets around and starts cheering.
Yeah.
And I've always liked it, and I liked it in the opens when they I love watching the elite athletes go, right? Like I would love to see you and Julia Cook like go against each other in the open or like whatever. You know what I mean? Like I love that, but I also love to see just regular moms, dads, and whoever go. So it's fun. So it's like even though like Colleen, like the elite athletes look like they're in 2.0 speed, and just us, we look like we're in 0.5 speed.
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
It's still
too.
fun. You know what I mean? Like it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so much fun. So I'm pumped to watch that. Y'all are going live, you said?
Yeah.
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
On the Gluten Things podcast.
At
Heck
8
yeah.
a.m. 8 a.m. Eastern. So yeah, we're having a good time.
No, we're not to the point yet where we're gonna bring maybe next year. We'll travel with like a laptop and do it on StreamYard, but we don't have the tech skills like that. And our friend that literally helped set all of this up is at work at that time. So we can't bring him with us to set everything up. So I think the person, the media that Jet from Chief Nation has found, I think he's going to be there on Saturday, which is going to be super cool. So, Garrett will have the opportunity to chit chat with him. And so maybe for the last one, we can try to do it on StreamYard.
I'm going to try to learn some stuff.
You know what I mean? So we'll do that. But we did the first one. I did 25.1 live and everybody was watching and
it was cool.
So I told her, I was like, why not? Let's just, it's going to suck no matter what. We might as well get ourselves as much publicity as we can and support Jet and promote Jet and show him off. And, so, cause we love him and we love his gym. So why not?
Yeah. It looked so fun. I saw the highlights. I was like, Hiller would never get you for bad standards. Cause you were opening your hips to the top of every lunge. Like everything was crisp. It looked great.
Yeah. Someone, I think it was Vindicate, was like, hey, Hiller can't get her for elbow lockout.
Yeah.
I was like,
but you couldn't tell, like, when I watched it, you couldn't tell as bad as my elbows do hyperextend when I'm overhead. Mm-hmm. So you probably will see it more in the thrusters in that, because the barbell pattern or whatever, you'll really see that my elbows really shoot out. And so I'm super hyper flexible everywhere. So you'll definitely see that.
Augustus Link, hey, congrats to Ellie. I think, congrats to Ellie.
Thank you so much, Augustus. It's very
Did you do it?
I did. Yeah. I didn't. Well, so I went to the 6 a.m. class. I forgot that it was going to be the open that morning because I was planning to go to my other gym in the afternoon and do Friday Night Lights. And so I show up just thinking it was going to be my first workout, and it was the open workout and we're judging each other. And so I judged my husband first. And I was like, whatever, I love this workout, but I didn't even warm up. I judged him first and I did it. And I did like a push up for every rep because I can't flop down. But it ended up, I think it was, I don't really know what a great score was, but I almost finished the 27 burpees. So it was like, I got 255, I think. And it ended up being, I think, like decent for not really being able to do a burpee. And so that was fun. And then I would have loved that workout. I think that would have been my best open finish ever if I could have done it normally, but it was fun.
She's like, yo, I did it with a push up instead of a burpee. A burpee is like, you can at least worm a burpee for a push. You can't worm a burpee for a push up. That's amazing, girl.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was just kind of like a slowly let myself down and then just touch your chest.
Touch your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good because it kind of kept my heart rate down. But it was just, a lot. If I was doing that, like competing, I would have been, sprinting the burpees because that's all it was. So, but yeah, it was fun. It was a good one.
I did not sprint the burpees. Are you still going upside down? Did I see a video? Are you still going upside down on your hands?
So I did. Yeah. The
I
first
love
one,
it.
27 weeks today, y'all. And the first, I did strict handstand push-ups yesterday. And I'm like 20 pounds heavier than I normally, like, my competition weight is 135. And right now I'm like 15 pounds. I'm like 150.
Mhm.
You wouldn't really be able to tell. I'm just like a lot of like belly and fluid. And I kicked up to do a strict handstand push-up yesterday. And I had never felt this, but it was like my uterus was hanging from like a piece of straw. And I was like, what did I just do? It was like all of the weight of my belly just like I
Came down on your chest.
Yeah. And I was doing a workout with this guy and I looked at him and I was like, I don't know what I just did, but I hope the baby's okay. He just went on like the Tower of Terror. But it was good. So after that, like I did a few strict handstand push-ups, but they were the hardest of my life because it was like wearing a 20-pound vest. But
yeah.
So I'm probably going to take that out soon, but it feels okay other than the first kick up. So
Your husband hasn't been like, hey, don't do anything like that?
he is, he can't control me, first of all. He knows. He knows not. The other day, because I can still do chest to bar. Like I've been doing butterfly pull-ups and it feels like fine. I have no reason to do that if it doesn't feel okay, but it feels great. I'm not doing toes to bar or anything. But like, he just like walked up to me the other day in a partner workout and was like, hey, just, take it easy. Like, so it's okay. And, I was doing strict pull-ups and then I just started doing chest to bar and he was like, okay, whatever. So yeah, no, but I still honestly still feel like I have good fitness. My machines are better than they've ever been because I'm 15 pounds heavier. So yeah, I'm just trying to kind of go by feel and take out, breathe through the lifts and not brace. But yeah, I feel fit. So everything's been going good.
You are fit. That's incredible.
Because Colleen lost weight and yeah, you lost weight, didn't you? In the first trimester? Into the second?
Oh yeah, when I was pregnant. Yeah, because I was also super sick.
Yes.
So,
she was the complete opposite of you. Like she couldn't work out at all. She couldn't do anything.
I didn't work out at all during my pregnancy. I just couldn't. I was so sick.
Oh, even the later trimesters? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was so sick, but I also was like, I was sick and I was scared. Like I was that person that we had tried for so long and it was just a fear that I was going to do something to cause harm. Like I really was, overly cautious and that little bit of time, I think it was maybe 2.5 months where I felt good before the baby put me on bed rest because then I was put on bed rest.
I remember that.
So it was kind of like, I was so sick in the beginning. I had that little bit of fun, breathe time where I actually enjoyed being pregnant and loved everything about it. And then I got put on bed rest and that was fine until towards the end. I was like, okay, I'm ready now. Like, it's time for this baby to get out. So I didn't really have the opportunity and the chance to work out. I think if I had found CrossFit a year before we got pregnant and was in CrossFit a little bit longer, I probably would have wanted to do it, but we had just started CrossFit. And so I kind of weighed my options of like, or I guess you could say I kind of let my fear of doing something wrong kind of take over understanding. But we've talked about this before, like modern medicine and doctors tell you like, don't breathe wrong, like don't move, like don't lift anything. If you can get help and, whatever. And so I'm actually loving this new narrative around any kind of movement is good. It's the same thing with injuries and stuff like that. One of my clients has a herniated disc in his lower back. And the first thing the doctor said was, don't do anything. I'm like, what do you mean don't do anything?
Like, don't live?
Like, don't. Yeah. And so I always look at him and I'm like, so you're never going to tie your shoes again? He's like, of course I'm going to tie my shoes. Okay. I'm like, so you're going to hinge and you're going to touch your toes. Are you going to pick some? Are you going to lift like your groceries up? Well, yeah, of course I am. You can do a farmer's carry. Yeah. You can deadlift. Like, are you going to put something on the shelf? Yeah. Well, you can press overhead. Is there ways to work through this? Of course there is. So for us, it's not, it's tempo during movements and then quicker on transitions. So if he's doing any movement, I'm slowing it down to the point where it's like snail movement, like super slow, super controlled. He is aware of everything that he's doing. And then the transition to the next thing is where we pick up the tempo. You know what I'm saying? But I hate that theory of like, don't do anything, you know? So I'm loving how it's changing where moms are like, well, fuck it, I'm going to work out as long as I physically can.
Yeah.
You know, so I wish I
What are
had
you
that,
again?
Richie.
37 weeks?
27.
27.
Yeah.
27
So I'm
weeks?
about to be in the final trimester. But it's so, I always heard people say, you'll know, or you can go by feel. And I was kind of like, I hate when people say that, but you do. I mean, I know exactly when something feels wrong. And even as something as nuanced as like heart rate, they used to always say, don't let it get over, not nuanced, that's not the word, but don't let it get over 170 or whatever. And I'll do sprint workouts and feel great with it well over 170. But then, you know, sometimes I'll do a zone 2 run and it's like, I need to stop, right? Like it's just so different every day. And I think it's really freeing, and you're more likely to work out and stay active during your pregnancy if you know that you can make that call and it can be totally different than the next day. Running might feel awful one day and then the next day, great, right? And you just have to be open to knowing it's all about like where the baby's sitting, where they're positioned, and then how you feel that day. So.
Yeah.
Corey Leonard, there's pictures of my wife carrying a yoke 6 months pregnant. That's crazy.
Awesome.
I mean, that's awesome.
I
but,
remember
like,
that when we first found out that I was pregnant, I was doing CrossFit for a little bit until I got really, really sick. And I got a watch and I watched my, my heart rate, and anytime, and she's coming over in the middle of her workout, like, don't go above, we were like neurotically checking my heart rate. And then I was like, okay, well, this isn't fun for me. It's not fun for you. Like, I'm going to be neurotic the entire time. Like, you just go, I will figure something else out and whatever. T Money, my wife would agree that pregnant boobs are fantastic. So
that was just funny how she said
that. My boobs are beautiful. They are. I'm sure they were.
No, they're not. They're painful.
Well,
for
you guys, I'm sure it's painful, but for us who are not going through the pregnancy, they're absolutely beautiful, and good job.
Yeah.
And thank you to our children that caused that. It's amazing.
Did you, Colleen, like, it's not even like the boob pain. It's specifically like, even if it's 70 degrees outside, it's as if it's 20 degrees and your nipples are just like, oh, you just want to cut them off. They're the most painful thing in the world. You know how like when you're cold, it hurts?
Yep.
It's like 70 degrees. I'm like, why?
You're like, what is going on? Like, stop. Nobody's here yet. Nobody needs him yet.
No, I'm going to wear a sports bra and everyone's just going to have to.
No, we need them. It's not time. The babies don't need them right now, but we need them as your partners and your loved ones. So thank you for the charity. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we're just all here doing charity work for everyone.
Right, girl. Mine got big and they got really painful. I also felt it like a lot on the top. Like when they got really big, like I felt soreness a lot on the top. And like if you ever hit anything, like that's the worst.
Oh yes. Literally the nipple pain's been the worst symptom for me. I'm like, that is the worst.
Yeah.
That's not, but isn't that too, like when even if you're not pregnant, like if you're about to get your period, that's always how I knew I was about to get my period, was my boobs would hurt.
See, I never had that.
I didn't either.
Oh, I know it. 2 days before I'm about to pop, my boobs hurt. Like,
like my boobs always got bigger. So like I knew, but it never hurt. Like that was, dang. Oh,
yeah, I know.
I never used to get symptoms. Now I get symptoms like crazy. Like my cramps are awful.
And mine are going away. Like literally, like I don't know if it's for women after 40, anybody that watches this that can tell me, but like my symptoms have chilled. I had like crazy symptoms all the way to about 39. And it was like 40. And then I would get it and I'd be like, you didn't tell me I was about to get it. Normally I know. I got 16 hours because this cramp happened. And now I don't know. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I will always know. Well, now, I mean, I'm still I'm just pregnant right now, so I don't have it. But like, it would always be the day before in a workout, I would get the most intense cramps ever. Like I knew, but it would always be when I'm rowing or like biking or something. I was like, all right. But the cramp would stop when I'm done working out. It was really weird. It was just this like signal. That was the only symptom I had during a workout with intensity. I would just get that cramp. I'm like, man, starting tomorrow.
Yep.
All right, now that we've done female anatomy, I feel like we've hit the mine only hurt after the baby. Really? God,
But she does have a point, and this is not to scare you, but like
scare who?
Yeah, no mastitis.
well, is
Oh.
pregnancy boobs post having the baby, and if you're gonna breastfeed and
Yeah.
you're talking about nipple pain now, like it's a whole nother level when you start to breastfeed, especially because the baby and I had to really work a while for him to be able to latch correctly. Like, and it was fucking painful.
Yeah, she was pissed.
And then there was times where he would only want one side and not the other side. And if they feed on one and the other one is full, it's like, but I also pumped a lot because I was also helping. I think we told you this story. I was also helping another baby. So my boobs were huge, as big as my fucking head. I swear to God, they were huge. And so when I stopped doing that, it was a little bit more manageable. But
yeah, Colleen had that too.
yes,
Mastitis too.
Yep.
She was scared as crap. Were you scared at all? 'Cause she was scared. She
I thought I
immediately,
had cancer.
yeah, she immediately went to that. Yep.
Yeah.
Also,
We
Jake-
were actually crying outside the CrossFit gym because Colleen thought like her. I was like,
Yep.
well, I don't think it's that.
I'm like, we just had a baby. I can't leave you.
Yeah,
I can't leave
yeah.
him.
the
Shit.
drama, the pregnancy hormone.
Oh
Yeah.
God, those hormones were awful.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
What did you want? You want to respond to sausages,
Oh,
Mr.
I
Jake
d-
Clement?
No, the Darth Vader one cracked me up.
It's just her vest. It's her vest. She's
Yeah,
got a
it's
vest.
cold. It's like 60 degrees in Alabama, Jake.
60.
That's cold.
I'll take 60. We're at like
We're at
48.
50, and it was beautiful
Barely.
today.
It's I mean, it's cold. It's cold here.
A
For
lot
us
of
in
massage.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Yes, T-Money, because they
Yep.
do just the spouses just want to play because they're huge.
No.
She said, "Hell no."
Sorry. Sorry. Natural instinct. Instincts. I want to tell you.
Shut it down really quick.
Yes, yes, absolutely. But how else have you been feeling for the most part? Everything's felt good.
Yeah. Really no complaints. It was cool. I listened to Paige on Savon's podcast. Did y'all listen to that? Paige Powers.
I didn't have a chance.
I saw it. Yeah.
Okay.
She
It
was-
was cool. It was just kind of cool to hear, how she was obviously a lot more elite than I was, but kind of just hearing how she navigated the pregnancy and then how she's navigating postpartum and stuff. And even the fact that she's coming, or she's at least doing Mayhem Classic for fun. I know she's not going to be able to be 100% fully, but it really encouraged me in the sense of, I don't know what I'm going to do post-baby competition wise, but I think in my head, I built up that it was this really, 2 years off, long process. And it might be, right? Like, I don't know what, everyone's birth is different, but it was encouraging to hear that she's already back in the gym and, not pushing it hard, but I don't know, it just feels so forever away that I'll ever get to do a bar muscle up or a ring muscle up again. But
It comes so fast. And especially when you have kids, time goes so quickly.
Mhm.
Like
Right.
you don't even notice it. Like when you're 15 and you want to get to 16 so you can get your learner's permit, it takes like 10 years.
100%.
As soon as you have a kid, a year goes by in like 5 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so fast.
Yeah. Yeah. And even the season has always felt that way, even just waiting around for semis to come or for quarterfinal. It just comes so fast. And so anyway, it was encouraging for me to hear that. Not encouraging for me to hear her say it was the most pain she's ever been in her life, but she's tougher than me. But no, I mean, I know it's going to be hard, but anyway, it's made me more excited. So yeah.
Colleen, you want to say it? Colleen was like, this is awful. This is awful. She had to sit on ice packs for like 2 days after she had him. And then she looked at me and she was like, so when we starting again? And I was like, nope.
What?
I did.
It's,
I did.
Oh my
that's
God.
yeah. So it's you're gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
Yep.
Hey, I want to ask you this about, since you brought up the Paige Powers interview, the thing that I thought about the most when I saw that was when she was like, you see Paige Powers, you see all these incredible, to us, like, and to us, you guys are elite athletes,
Mhm.
right? We can't do anything close to what you guys can do. And it's crazy. And we see your Instagrams, we watch you. It's so cool. And automatically people just think like, oh, you're a sports athlete, you're making money, it's like you guys are good. And to hear her say that her husband, I forget his name, I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names, but that he has to go out now and work and then also train, and then she like, and just how they manage their time. And it's like, hey, CrossFit isn't a professional sport. You know what I mean? Like it can help a lot of people. It can do a lot of good for you and give you an opportunity to have a platform, but it's not going to pay your bills, especially when you have a baby.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, her boyfriend, they're
Oh,
not,
it's her boyfriend. Okay.
yeah, she was talking about how I think he works at Texas Roadhouse, and then he's a firefighter, I think. And
Yeah. He does a lot. He's got like the way she was explaining it, he has stepped up to make sure that they're okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, he's a competitive. I think he's a semis level team athlete. But yeah, and for her, she obviously makes more money because she's very elite. But I think the way I look at it, for us, like lower tier athletes that are still semis level, but we're not making a lot of money off of it, is that, I mean, you really just have to, you get your currency in other ways, and it's partner. Not even money, but like even just like influence. You people know who you are, and you get to talk on a podcast, right? Or
Dalton. His name.
for some reason people will listen.
Dalton. Okay, thank you. Yes, Dalton. Sorry.
Dalton. Yeah. Dalton.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not monetary at all, or you might get cool swag every now and then in supplements, but yeah, I think it's kind of a slippery slope if you start viewing it as the thing that's going to pay the bills. To me, it's bonus stuff of like, yeah, you might get some fun swag and you'll get to talk and people might care what you have to say, or a small sliver of people.
Oh, he's also okay. Well, at least we know that CrossFit makes you responsible and accountable for, everything.
Well,
And
it was like today too when I was watching the announcement for 25.2, and they did.
I'm a slut for free swag.
Same, Mike.
Honestly.
Same. Anytime anybody wants to give swag, like I'm your girl.
Yeah.
Let's not go back to sucking for some stuff, because
absolutely
that's
not.
prison me.
That's definitely not what I was
Yeah.
saying. Free. The word is free. No expectations, needing nothing, just free. But watching the 25.2, they did the intro as you're waiting, and they did the intro on Emily Roth. And she also has a job, which was very surprising to me. She's works in the medical field, nurse of some sort, I think radiation or something like that.
Yeah, she does radiation.
Yeah. So it was surprising to me, and maybe we're just used to seeing like the Rich Fronings and the Tias and the Matt Frasers who literally can make this a career.
Mm-hmm.
Or you hear people now that are saying, well, this is my job. And, like Dallin, who has sponsors, and, Jason and all of them, like that, this is their job. Not everybody can get to that level. So, but somebody like Emily, who is at that level, shows that she still has a job and she still goes to work, in whatever capacity that is. Is it a couple days a week? Is it a couple hours? Whatever it is, but she still is, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Jake's comment.
Imagine going for an MRI and Rolf asks you to remove your clothes. I'm not at all going to do that.
Any like mildly attractive nurse or healthcare professional is
no, you don't want.
I hate not her being she's very attractive, but like, yeah, people are weird especially where I worked in the ER. The number of times like people would just like every shift, someone's butt's getting grabbed.
Yeah, no.
You're
Like,
like,
no, if I went in and you asked me to like stick out my tongue and say, I'm like, no, I
Yeah.
can't. I'm sorry. I'm going to need someone less attractive than this to ask me to do that. No, no.
the catheters were the worst. I like you could just know. I just always knew the person that was gonna be so uncomfortable. And I'm like, all right, now's the time. Let's put a catheter in. Like I know we've been making small talk and it's been cool, but it's about to get weird. So
How do you make small talk and then ask somebody to do that? I can't even like.
yeah,
Well,
It's-
I mean, I guess we don't do that anymore. We used to make small talk and ask somebody out on a date. Now you can't. Now that's weird. You don't do that anymore. But
oh my gosh, it's almost better if you just don't even tell them your name or anything. Like I would turn my badge around, just I mean, it's just so embarrassing. Like, oh my gosh, like the catheters were the worst. I don't miss that.
oh, what's
Uh,
up, Megan? Good to see you, girl.
What's up, Meg?
Jody, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're diving into some female things right now. It's all good.
But I forgot. I don't even know what were you talking about.
I don't know.
I just asked if everything was good and everything was feeling good for the most part. That was the
Yeah.
last question I asked.
25.2. You're gonna do a version of it. What's your version of it look like? 27 weeks pregnant.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get to the bar muscle ups and stop. I could probably I could do an uprise one, but I'm not gonna do it. There's no reason.
Yeah.
I just don't want to hit my belly on the bar. So yeah, but that one, honestly, I remember doing that in 2022. I think it's kind of like you could be more creative. I just didn't really like it. And it's so short. The best people are gonna go sub 6 or like in the low 5s. What did Emily and Sydney get? I didn't watch it.
They were sub 6.
Yeah, 5 something.
They were both sub
Mhm.
6. I think Emily was low 5s and Sydney was like upper 5s.
Yeah.
They weren't far apart. They were like 30 seconds apart, I feel like.
It's just
You can
hard.
correct me.
There's really no, in my opinion, the separator, is the 15 bar muscle ups, but I don't know. It wasn't fun when I did it. And I think you could make much more fun creative workouts.
Oh, was it only 6 seconds? Okay. You're right. I don't know.
So Emily won, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, Emily Roth won.
Yeah.
So,
But
does that mean Gabe has to put his site on? Oh, he's got to give a discount, a 25.2 discount.
discount, I think, for 24
Oh,
hours
that's a lot.
on Paper Street. Yep.
That was hilarious because if you were rooting for athletes in the space, I stopped rooting for either one of the athletes and I started rooting for Gabe.
For Gabe,
Not that
not
that I dislike ESC sounds, but I've talked to Gabe before. I know Gabe. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, Gabe, Sydney Wells, let's go. And then was
That's team right there.
Yeah.
crazy.
That I have no, I mean, they might not do a lift on the next workout, but I have no clue what they're going to do in the last one. Cause usually they save the gymnastics for the last week. So it's kind of,
It'll be the heavy lift, right? I think I saw Get With The Programming and Spin, and I think they're going to use the boys for heavy lifts, right? Like they want to see the boys throw up some gigantic
That
weights.
makes sense, but I also agree that this one would be really fun watching the 3 of them race.
they didn't do a heavy lift last year though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we didn't do the open last year,
Yeah.
so
12-minute time gap, or sorry.
A machine. I could see them having a machine 1,000% with those guys.
Oh, for those guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Really
that's fair.
cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a rower.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. This is a 12-minute cap for most people. Oh, yeah, for sure.
mhm.
Like the way everybody analyzes it and says like, hey, the workout starts at the bar muscle up round. I'm like, nope, the workout started in the freaking pull up
For
round.
us norms, for us normal
Yeah.
people, the workout ends at the muscle up.
Yeah.
So
I was like, let me go as slow as I possibly can to try to get 1 bar muscle up so that
Yeah.
I can go like that. If you get 1 bar muscle up, it puts you ahead of like 40,000 people. And you're like, yes,
yeah.
that was always my goal. I think I've done 10 bar muscle ups in my entire life. And
It was always in the open.
and it was always in the open. Yeah.
always. We both got our first the same year because I got bar muscle ups and she was like, well, you can't get a bar muscle up and without me getting one too.
Row wall
So
walks and deads. All right.
I beat her by 1 in that one. And then I did this workout last time and I
didn't do it.
or no.
This one wasn't me.
Was this 22.3? No, the one before that where it was, what was it? The front squats, the double unders and pull-ups and then chest to bar and then
Bar-
bar muscle
yeah.
up, something like that, right before the complex, that huge complex that we had.
Mm.
So in that workout, I got 5 bar muscle ups or something like that.
Yeah, she beat me in
That
that.
was like, it was crazy luck. I had no idea where they came from, and I just was able to just do
But
a
then I
bunch of them.
crushed her in the complex. What?
You did. What'd you do? 165, 170?
Yeah, 165, 170.
That's good.
170 because
Yeah. Because someone tricked me and put like the 2.5s on and
Yep.
didn't tell me.
yeah,
The best.
And so, yeah, that was cool. It was fun.
I did
The
one-
open is fire, man.
I did 155.
It's so cool. It's such a good time. Like, I don't care what anybody says. It's fun.
It really
Kenneth,
is.
Kenneth brings up a good point. Yeah, no hate. to
Which
Sid,
one? This one?
But yeah, that's interesting to me.
Kenneth, what is your profile picture right now? What I want to know is why Sydney got 2 straight years of announcement workouts.
Yeah, I mean, she's she's an amazing athlete. But there's like top 15 games athletes that haven't gotten an invite, or maybe they decline it and I don't know. But
That's
yeah,
Oh, right here, babe. I found it. I have it right here.
Does it go? I don't know what you found. I'm pretty sure I don't want to know what you found. But
I found it.
isn't half of like open announcements like how popular you are? I mean, I know they go through. I know they go through athletes 1 through like 7 to start with, but
This was 21.3. This was her complex. Ready? You see my child running. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see me. So this is her name is Gab. She used to be at the gym we were at, and you see my son run behind. So
oh my god,
so here we go.
You're good. You're good. You got it. Nice.
power because I can't squat.
Good girl. Yes.
easy.
Come on.
Hey. Heck yeah.
That face. That face.
It's what big girls do. I don't know. Like, big mama over here. I don't know what shit.
The hang clean looks good from the floor. Yeah, that's a long way to go.
Dude, 6 feet. Like, and I can't, and I don't squat clean. Like, if I don't have to, I'm that one. Like, I probably can power more than I can like squat. So
That's
there was one point where my bench press was higher than my back squat. So like, if that tells you how much I hate squatting, like I hate it.
She did. She
I
used
did.
to hate squatting.
Now
She
it's
was
not.
so good at it. It was so annoying.
Dang. Yeah, you're the person I envy. Just naturally good lifter.
Yeah, but I can never. But when they did the open workouts where it was like, hey, you have to earn the barbell by doing all this cardio first.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
never made it to what I was good at, which was fine. I deserved to not get to the barbell because I should care about cardio. I just,
There was a really good workout that I've always hoped that they would retest. It was but they probably won't because of pistols, but it was an open workout with box jumps, pistols, and I think there was one other movement, and then you got to lift heavy at the end, I believe. Someone would know what it was, but it was just a really cool workout because
was it the one with box step ups and then pistols? Like you could do step ups. You didn't have to actually jump. Like you could do box jumps. It was it 19.4? Was that it, Mike?
Pool boy knows. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my first pistol that time too, and I'll never do them again. I got
She was so mad.
I did that.
She was so grumpus that morning. Oh my god.
I did really, and I shouldn't have been. I got like 8 or more than that pistols, but then after that I was like, never again.
Oh, she was so
It was
mad.
clean. Okay, yeah. So cleans were you didn't get a lift at the end. It was like a ladder throughout the workout. That's right.
Yes. Yep.
But I get that's like a very high barrier to entry, just if you're doing it in your gym with pistols.
Yeah.
So I understand why they've never repeated that, but I thought that was a cool workout.
Here's one of my old complexes.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I found this. This was at 135, and I won't play the music because it's so loud.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
just screaming the whole time.
I'm screaming probably. My wife's shoulders. Let's go.
This was me at my best.
Yeah,
it was
she
the
was.
fittest I have ever been in my entire fucking life.
Your legs are so long. Y'all have the longest legs.
They're so long.
Oh, nice jerk.
That was the fittest I have ever been in my entire life, and that is my
That's the
goal
thing.
to get
Her
back.
legs are stronger than mine, but my upper body's stronger than her. So we always say, like, if we were one complete athlete, we'd actually be an athlete. But
Yeah, yeah.
We would absolutely be.
That's awesome. Y'all are strong.
A long time ago,
it's a good time.
I cleaned 135 the other day in Sentinel, and then I tried 145, and I completely failed 145.
Oh, Mike's correcting himself still. Sorry, it was 20.4. I got confused because I
That's
knew.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a total change of subject, but did y'all see Gavin Newsom and Charlie Kirk did an interview?
No, but that's amazing. I was gonna bring up some other stuff, but we can go into what.
No, that was just a random thing. Bring up whatever else you were gonna bring up because I haven't finished it yet. But I just saw that thumbnail and I was like,
Is it on Charlie Kirk's channel?
no, it's on Gavin's. Which I'm definitely not.
I heard he started a channel. I knew he started a channel, but I was just like, I guess I have to pay attention, right?
And didn't Gavin's son? Didn't he say that like his son loves Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, it was. I'm not very far in, but it was very a lot of flattery at the beginning from Gavin to Charlie, which I mean that's fine. They're in person. You can say that. But you know, it sounded genuine. It's just like I love that these conversations are happening because now both sides are realizing the media, like you win in the podcast space or in the long form space now with,
and you have to talk to the other side. Like it doesn't matter if you talk to people that agree with you all the time. If you're not willing, like if Gavin Newsom was talking to like Kamala, nobody would give a shit. Like you have to talk to someone that disagrees with you.
Well, and because that all of a sudden now there's all defenses are down, and so long as Kamala can't present saying, hey, these are the only questions you can ask me. These are the talking points.
Yeah.
When you just have a conversation like Theo Vaughn did, you know, with Trump, someone who's so just not even political and you're really just getting to know the person. That's now what I think people want.
Theo just had Candace Owens on.
I just finished that podcast.
I have to start it. Yeah. I can't even imagine what Theo Vaughn, the way that he's so funny.
He is like very few people make me laugh out loud on a podcast, and he is hysterical. Like
he'll be talking to anybody. He'll be talking like he interviewed Cat Williams too.
Yeah.
So he's like, so have you ever smoked weed? Like, what? It's Cat Williams. What are you talking about? He's amazing. He's so funny. I love it. I can't stand it.
These one-liners. Like I was just cooking. I was browning ground beef. I vividly remember this. And he was like, I just love raisins because they're grapes that have been through shit. And I was like, who thinks of that? Like his brain. I would just love to live in
his brain. I know.
Yeah. So anyway, but the Candace podcast with Theo was great. But I'm gonna listen to the Gavin and Charlie. And see.
All right, I guess I have to do that. I honestly don't get Vaughn's humor, but he's so popular. He's
not
just
trying. That's he's funny. He's not trying to be funny. I don't think it's just how he talks.
He's not up to date on anything. You never hear him be like, hey, did you see these political figures talk about this? But he doesn't know. It's honestly just like a regular dude talking to very like intelligent, popular people. It's so
yeah.
The JD Vance. Yeah, it's so weird.
So anyway, all that to say, it's so cool now to see the conversations are just having to happen and both sides know it now. And I think this is Gavin trying, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, you're just not going to win on mainstream media with talking points anymore. People just don't give a crap about rehearsal.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, especially when they're all saying the same thing. Did you see that one clip where they literally took a slice of every Democrat's like talking point and it literally sounds like a script? It's literally the same line or the same word. And it's like they don't have an original thought. So right. I think people are, like you said, starting to see that where they want people to have original thoughts instead of just using the punchline or the word that's going to say that I'm on this side or I'm on that side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and know that you're human, that you have the capacity to have a normal conversation with another human being, that you're not a robot.
Mm-hmm.
So many politicians are that way.
Oh my God, I know. Did you see there's one part I want to talk about in particular, the when Trump got on, did his congressional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that. I watched it.
Okay, so whatever else, like the Democrats had their little paddles and they didn't want to stand and clap for stuff, and some guy got thrown out, blah 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 blah, whatever. That's everybody's talking about that. I want to talk about the kid DJ Daniels, who was a 13-year-old that had cancer, and they made him an honorary member of the Secret Service, and it was really cool. It was really sweet. I saw it. It brought like so many emotions to the forefront, and to watch the Democrats not stand up or clap for that little kid is like, you can't even find human emotion for that. Like, okay, if you think Donald Trump used him as a political pawn or like a whatever, talk about it afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up and clap for the kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, if you want to go to the extreme, which I'm sure that they all do, is like you used a black kid to prove that you're not racist or whatever. But this kid has had so many, like he's been, I guess, an honorary member of a lot of things. His dad was in the Navy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Just what does that look like to him too? Sitting there seeing half the room just ugh.
Yeah. I mean, Trump said it himself. Okay, both sides have their problems. I will be the first one to say that. There's hypocrites and crappy people on both sides. But he said, like, there's nothing I could do. I could find the cure to the world's most vexing
problem.
Yeah, as Greg Glass would say. And he's like, and they still wouldn't give me credit for it. And I mean, that kills their credibility faster than anything else if you can't admit the things that he might be doing well. It's just, man, we're never going to come together if that's the case. But yeah, I think that's really sad. They just can't, like, it's not even, you're not standing for Trump at that point. You're standing for the kid. And so, I mean, I guess that's the best advertising we could get, is that them looking like, and it's not about us, but
I'm sure Republicans have done it. And if I had a, you know, if they've done it and I just have missed it and haven't seen it, like, y'all shouldn't have done that either. Like, stand for a kid with cancer and just clap. And then if you want to talk shit about Trump after that, talk shit about Trump after that.
100%.
That's fine. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think, I mean, I would be the first to say if I thought it was this virtue signaling thing, but I really think, you know, again, Trump is not perfect. He has his own problems, but I actually genuinely think you'll see videos and stuff of him like stopping in a concession line to give a kid like $50 and like ask him his name and stuff. I don't know. I feel like regardless, it let's just be happy when anything nice happens.
Yeah. And we can't even, and kind of, this is going to sound bad, but isn't that DEI higher to have that kid? And I get why you think that. And that's why I think DEI was so bad. Because it's just like, if any black person gets anything or recognized for anything, everybody just thinks it's DEI. And even with the LGBTQ, I'm not even just like it, or women in general. Like, if a woman gets a job now, everybody's like, yo, is that DEI? That's why DEI was so detrimental. No one thinks you actually got it because you deserved it. And or earned it. It sucks. Like, that's just my thought process on that.
Yeah.
Paddles were juvenile. Yeah, that was
the whole thing was juvenile.
It was weird.
Like, not even just the Democrats, but the standing and chanting USA every 5 seconds. And like when the guy got kicked out and they're doing the like goodbye song, I'm like,
oh, the America. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fair. So that's some place where Republicans like, yo, you could have showed some couth. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I was just like, these people are running our country. They're toddlers, like children, all of them. Like, it's kind of embarrassing. I mean, it's a formal meeting and we're like holding paddles up and cheering, like good, like get like the goodbye song. I don't know. It was just kind of frustrating, but
the America thing, you know what? I'm not even gonna say it because it's gonna sound like I'm making an excuse, but it was just like, you couldn't, there was so fine, fuck it, I'm gonna say it. You couldn't say America or wear an American flag for so long, where people just thought you were racist if you did it. That now I think people are like, it's that pendulum swinging again.
Mhm.
It's like you called me racist for 4 years because I wore an American flag or I was in the military or whatever. Now that I don't have to worry about that anymore, I'm just gonna fucking scream America 87,000 times and not give a shit.
Yeah.
So I think that part is that pendulum swinging back and forth. You know what I mean? So
Right. And Jake has a good point, though. The people that we want to be in charge, they're not going to run, because then it's like, all right, all of a sudden now every text message I've ever sent or every person I've ever dated, everything is fair game just to completely destroy my life. And I have to talk to my kids about it and all this crap. But, it's just now we've shot ourselves in the foot with all of this weaponization of the political system and trying to absolutely destroy the reputation of anyone who runs. Like, no good people are going to run anymore.
do you think that there's anybody out there? I just saw this on another podcast too. I forgot where I saw it, but it was a good conversation. Is there anybody out there? I think it was Flagrant. Is there anybody out there that doesn't have the baggage to be able to run? Is there anybody out there that if you go back on their social media 10 years, you're not going to find some like gay joke or like
Blackface or something.
them saying BLM or them saying like, whatever, don't fund Medicare. I don't know, some shit like on either side. Is there anybody on either side that doesn't have the baggage to be able to run?
I mean, the homeschoolers, maybe. Like, there's no one. I don't know. But even there was a certain politician, they like found his old Reddit name or something. I mean, they can find things on you that aren't even public, like under an anonymous name, right? And they found out he was commenting on like a pornographic website or something. I don't know. And then he's completely like, his reputation is just
Tarnished. Yeah.
So it's just terrifying. Like, I can't think of anything someone would find on me and I still wouldn't run.
Or Halloween costume. Yeah. Well, and I can't, like, even if I've thought about it, which I never would, because that's ridiculous. But I've flip-flopped. Like, I've been on both sides. Like,
Right.
I was extremely liberal at one point, and now I don't feel like I'm extremely conservative, but I'm more conservative leaning.
Yeah.
So they're just going to find every single time I took a knee or like whatever I did in my liberal youth days. You know what I'm saying? Not even youth. It was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But like it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah. They'd call you a grifter.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. So.
But yeah, I agree with you guys. I think the focus is on the individual. How can I tear apart the individual people than actually paying attention to what we need? Mm-hmm. And I think that for me, whenever I get into conversations with people about this kind of stuff and they're like, I fucking hate Trump and whatever. And I was like, well, I'm just waiting to see what happens. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm trying to be hopeful because I believe that something was wrong. I believe that in some cases, the information we were being lied to about, that there's obviously misuse of money, that there's a lot of people in government that probably shouldn't be there. There are policies and all of this type of stuff that we don't agree with. Leave our kids alone, all of these type of things. I said, but I'm not a big fan of him either. But at the same time, like, this is what we have. This is where we're at. And I'm hopeful that through all of the chaos that is going on right now, because that's what it is from both sides. It's just chaos from both sides. This one's screaming at this one, this side screaming at this one. Nobody's able to just sit down and have a conversation, trying to listen to with his nominees and trying to listen to the people that are already in Congress, ask a question and then not allow that person to speak and answer the question and just scream at them the whole time. I'm like, what is the point? Mm-hmm. Like, what is actually the point of this? We're wasting everybody's time. We're wasting everybody's money for what? If you want to ask, it should be like, you get one question, you ask the question, you allow them, they have 2 minutes to answer the question. After that 2 minutes, you are allowed to have a follow-up question. After that follow-up question, that person has 1 more minute to answer, and then your time is done. But there's no sense of even respect in that matter of being able to ask somebody a question and then shut up enough to listen to the response of what they're going to say, even if you don't agree with it. So I feel like we're in a circus. Like, I feel like it's just it's chaos, but also at the same time, I'm trying to be hopeful that at the end, it's like the light at the end of the tunnel. We have to get through all of the darkness and all of this chaos. I'm hopeful that something, it's almost like I have to tell myself, like, something has to come out of this. Something good has to come out of this. I don't know what that is, but I hope that groceries go down. I hope the housing market gets good so that we can buy a house. I hope that
Eggs go down.
groceries go down, all that goes down. I hope that these ideologies get out of schools and we teach our kids better. I hope adult issues and adult triggers stop going down to our children. All of that, and let's just be nice to each other, and it's okay to agree to disagree. I'm hopeful for that. Call me naive, but something from this chaos has to be good at the end. It just has to be.
Maybe I'm an optimist. I think it's coming, and it has nothing to do with who's currently in office or not in office. I just think now that people are asking the right questions, and I listen to a wide variety of podcasts and media that is on both sides and people that are apolitical. And it's so cool now. People are asking amazing questions, and they might not even have the answer, but they're willing to listen to other people, even though I think it might seem as if everyone is just at war and shouting at each other, which, yeah, it is. If you only look at the surface, but there's people doing really good work out there. And I think the tide is turning, and y'all do it in your own way too. You have people on and you have conversations and you listen and try to understand their point of view. And that's really it for me. That's the key. It's when we can have a conversation and try to understand where the other person's coming from.
The problem is that the upper echelon left just won't, that they don't see it. I watched a couple of debates the other night, or not even debates. They were just conversations on podcasts. And they still won't say what is a woman. They still won't say it.
But they're going to realize that they know that they're losing. I really think they do. I don't think they've admitted it.
I was optimistic about that shit after the election, and now I'm kind of not, because they're doubling down on the fact that if you identify as a woman, then you're a woman. And I'm not saying that hey, if you want that respect from me, that's fine. I'll give it to you. I'm not going to bash you. I'm not going to tell you whatever. But if you want me to tell you that you can go into women's bathrooms and go into women's locker rooms and read to my kids, no.
Yeah.
But if you want to dress like a woman and go whatever and live your life and have a happy life, I'm not go for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you want to beat women in sports and take their scholarships and take their medals for shit that they've worked for, no, I'm not okay with that either.
Mm-hmm.
And then turn around and say that you're protecting women.
Right.
Right.
But they won't. That's the thing that kills. They still won't say it. Some of the biggest pundits in the podcast space for politics on the left still just won't fucking say it. And it's you don't have to hate trans people. It's not a trans hating thing to just say what a woman is.
I think the bottom line is people hate. They hate Trump, and they hate the people that are like him. And
bye, Jake. We love you. See you later.
Bye.
We're not bye. No, nobody on this panel is bye. Okay, thanks. Good night.
Yeah. And until Trump gets out, and then there's someone new comes in that's just common sense, but that isn't polarizing like him, I really think people will come around. But right now, the same thing, concept of why they couldn't stand for that little kid is just anything that he touches is just you can't celebrate it or reconcile that might be common sense. So yeah, I think it may be just these next 4 years, whatever happens, and then hopefully someone comes up that is just very common sense, and then people on the left and the right can acknowledge without bias if I hate this person and everything they say is wrong.
Right.
It's going to be maybe you're right. Guys shouldn't be smashing girls' skulls in volleyball,
Well,
I think some people can admit that aren't right now.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, for sure. Could really, you were mad at the volleyball chick that was at that was at the congressional whatever. Yeah. What's her face? That like you said, you couldn't stand or clap for her. You couldn't, or the woman who
Lakeland.
Thank you, Lakeland. Her mom and sister. You couldn't stand and clap for that. They lost.
Yeah,
you're not even acknowledging human loss.
Yeah, I agree. But maybe in the next 4 years, one.
I agree with you though. I think when someone less polarizing comes in, then yeah, common sense and what yeah.
Yeah, because he's very polarizing.
Yeah, it's
Very.
fair to not like him, but it's also
Very.
like it was fair for me not to like Kamala too. Like every time she talked, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I want to like you, but I can't. Like I just can't.
killing. Yeah, you're making it harder every minute.
We're getting to that hour mark, Mama. I want to wrap up with some interesting. Did you see Casey Anthony's back in the news?
Who?
Do you know Casey Anthony? You know that story?
No.
Okay, so it was a woman back in 2008. Her daughter ended up missing. I think it was 2008. Might be even been earlier than that. But her daughter went missing. Nobody knew where she went. She told 85 million different stories about what happened to her daughter. Everybody on the planet, it was kind of like the OJ trial. We all knew she did it. We all knew she killed her kid and like whatever. We freaking knew it. And she blamed her own dad, basically. And then like she blamed a Hispanic woman that took her kid or some shit like that. All this shit. Everything, her story changed all the time. And she got off. She didn't go to jail. But she was literally the most hated mom on the planet for decades. Every time she popped up anywhere, everybody was like, oh, girl, you killed your kid. Like, stop. And so now she's back in the public eye. She's on TikTok talking about how she wants to be a public advocate for women and LGBTQ rights. And like the LGBT is as fucked up as our group is and how splintered we are. We're over here
They're
like,
like, nope.
nah, girl.
Nope.
We got our own problems.
You're not our
We-
girl. You're not our
nah.
girl.
There's some very prominent gay figures, like
That-
very popular, have a big following,
they're-
or whatever,
and
and
they're
they're
left-leaning, like,
nope,
Like,
slam the doors.
there's one
nope, we don't
thing-
need you. We don't want you.
That is so funny.
Oh my
there's
gosh.
one thing I guess the LGBT can agree on, and that's that we do not want Casey Anthony back. Like, girl, you don't need to represent us. We're good. We got our own problems. We don't need your shit.
That
Like,
might be the unifying thing. Is
yeah, Casey Anthony. Yeah.
That's so
Like we were all out here. Like I'd rather have Kim Kardashian represent us than
Yeah.
have your fucking ass over here trying to like no.
Oh my god.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Goodbye.
That's amazing.
So yeah, she's back. She's trying to she's going on this whole anti-Trump shit and like whatever. No one claiming her. Yeah. It like straight people, gay people, we're all like, you killed your child. We know you did.
yeah,
Like, no,
you should be in
sorry. Like allegedly. My
Yeah.
bad. But yeah, so that was back in there. That was crazy. What Colleen and I saw her reel rolled up on IG and we were both like, the fuck? Like, no. Absolutely not.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was crazy. We had did you see the whole anti-murderer kick that we're on? Yeah, that one. For sure. Did you see Andrew Schultz's new special? If you haven't seen it, go check that out. I'm not usually a fan of his stand-up comedy.
It was funny.
The flagrant
This-
guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
This
I
one-
think he's funny. I haven't watched I haven't watched his stand up, but I think his podcast is funny.
I usually love his podcast, and I'm not a really big fan of his comedy, but because he just had his daughter,
Mhm.
it took them a very long time to conceive her. They had to go through IVF to get her.
Oh shoot.
And he talks about it all. Just it's
But it's hilarious.
hilarious.
It
Okay.
is absolutely hilarious.
He's like, so technically somebody else some other guy got my wife pregnant because they had to carry his sperm and put it in. Yeah. So it's just,
it's so good.
yeah, it was really good. If like,
It's on Netflix.
yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's just called Life, I think, but it's freaking hysterical.
So funny.
I'll have to watch that.
I'm
Yeah.
dying.
It's a good time. Yeah, with your husband too, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
oh,
it's set up for couples.
Okay,
Like it's really good time.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I
Yeah.
can love that.
And then yeah, girl, we're hanging out for 25.2 with Gabe, and then We have your girl coming on, Sarah Beth.
Yes, did that get moved?
Yeah, because she woke up, she was sick, and that same day our kid was sick too.
Okay.
And it
Okay.
was just like, oh, okay, like
It's cool. Everybody
it's
needs the day
fine.
off.
Like
Yeah.
we'll pick a different Sunday. So it
Yeah.
won't be this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So we're super excited to
The
talk to her.
last Sunday of the Open.
I'm excited to listen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't caught up with her in years since she was competing at regionals, and she's since had 3 or 4 kids. So that'll be cool to kind of hear.
Yeah,
catch
she's
up
got a
with her.
brand new one. She's got like a 3-month-old.
Yeah. You need to ask her about
Vindicate gave a slap on the ass for me. I will.
yeah.
Oh, hey girl, there you are. Yeah,
There she is.
we're pumped for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited.
See if she'll share her birth story.
Oh, we will.
I'm sure I can ask her about
Yeah.
her birth story.
I will be quiet because I don't know her like that yet. I know you like that, so I can talk to you any
please.
type of way.
Please.
But
I feel like the moms that carry and deliver, I think we already have permission to talk about that stuff with other moms. There's no sense of like insecurities or feeling like you're overstepping or anything like that. It's like, hey, how was yours?
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna
she'll
ask
be good.
all the questions.
I'm pumped to listen to that.
Yeah,
So.
it'll be
it's
good.
gonna be good. She helps me out on a lot of or like she used to write me about some of the, like when I would talk to John Young about God and religion, whatever, she would write me some stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I had a really good conversation with John the other day. You didn't
I listened to that, and I was like so close to texting you, and I should have, but I don't know. I think he's so brave also, because y'all aren't intimidating at all, but like that's hard to do, first of all, to put yourself out there and like, do that. And obviously for y'all as well. But I don't know, there were some things that I was just like, man, I wish I could like not do a better job or anything, because I can't. But there's sometimes I get what you're at. Like you were asking some questions that I was like, I get it. Like, and it's not being answered, and it's not his fault. It's not his.
No, yeah, I'm trying to get it. He's trying to explain it to me. This was like the first time where I think I kind of got some of the things that he was trying to explain to me.
Yeah.
And also I was able to ask questions to clarify it for myself that I think were better than some of the questions that I've asked in the past.
100%. And I think it's so easy, like for us who maybe have like grown up our whole lives being, and I'll speak for myself, but being raised in like that environment and learning all the Bible stories and all the stuff. Like it's almost like we give an answer based on a preconceived notion that we expect everyone else to have, context wise, that just isn't there sometimes unless you were just raised in it. And so then it's like more confusing. I can't remember the thing y'all were talking about that you just kept asking, but like you still didn't get something.
It's how to be saved or how to get the Holy Spirit. I think that was the thing that I was most confused about, is because it was just like,
oh, or it was something about how it almost sounded like, and I might be conflating different podcasts, but it sounded like once you're saved, or maybe I just picked this up, but y'all tell me that you're not really gonna struggle as much with sin anymore, or something. And
yeah.
I totally don't. I mean, maybe he didn't say that, but like, I don't think you struggle any less with sin. You just now have, or maybe you struggle less, but you have some of the tools to like
handle it,
fight it and stuff. But it was something along those lines, and I was just like, oh,
I know tough. There were a lot of people that were like emailing me or DMing me and like, hey, and I was like, dude, I would love to. I have to concentrate right now, because I have to know. But I did like and you tell me if you agree with this too. I asked him if like if that section wasn't in the Bible, like that Leviticus section about gay people wasn't in the Bible,
that's what
would the like the combativeness be less? And he was like, yeah, sorry, you guys got the raw end of the stick on this one. And I was like, yeah, super raw. It's like,
yeah. Well, and the whole conversation around cultural norms, like why all of a sudden women don't have to wear a headdress in church, but culture is what changed based on what the Bible said and what we do now. And then y'all kind of applied that too to, well, okay, how do we know that, or how is it not true that homosexuality then was just a cultural thing, right? And then now it's I tried.
Listen, I'm trying to figure it out. I want to figure it out. Colleen's more like, I'm just gonna be here for you. Like,
I listen.
yeah.
Y'all, like, and all of those questions could be our podcast, like hour. But it's like, it was so cool for me to sit there and listen. And I was just like, man, y'all, I could say this all day, but like, that is so hard to ask those questions and y'all's, just like on the platform and just be open to whatever someone else, you know, has to say. And John is speaking a lot of things that are like really true. And I really respect a lot of what he's saying. But at the same time, me is like sitting back, being able to kind of take in both sides. You know, sometimes I'm just like, oh, I wish I could just give them this good book to read that we know is like backed, but no one's going to do that. They want to hear a conversation. So
Yeah.
Anyway, I just respected it so much because it's hard to ask those things, but y'all are asking great questions. And
Hanging in there, trying. We have a lot of really fun people that we can ask questions to, and yeah, very true. You're never gonna find the answer, and also we're never gonna find the answer that we all want. Like we all want a certain answer, and probably all the answers we want are different from other people's. So it's like, and also too, like I'm not trying to justify anything as well. Like I'm trying to ask these questions without having to justify anything. Like I just want to know what people think.
Sometimes questions are the best. Sometimes it's just the question that's important, and maybe you don't have an answer for a really long time, but you know they lead to a lot of other positive outcomes. So anyway, it was really cool. Y'all keep doing that. I love it.
A lot more questions. I said that when we had Brock on, and I was like, you know, it was at the end of the show because I remember I said, well, maybe we just end on this, where maybe it's okay to end conversations with more questions instead of ending conversations with having all of these answers, because I don't know if there is always answers for everything that we're asking, you know. And like for me, when it comes to religion, because I'm not as versed in it as you guys are, as they are, and whatever, like I'm always going to have more questions. So I'm not leaving with answers. I might leave with a little bit more like, oh, okay, I could see it that way. Or maybe I heard them explain it a different way and I can process that. And I'm like, okay, I could see that, or I could understand that. But it's not leaving me with answers. It's actually leaving me with more questions. Or it's leaving me with like what I need. Like I don't need to ask any more questions about that. Like I've gotten the extent of what I need for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily an answer. It's just like, okay, I've heard this explained to me 6 different ways. I don't think I have any more questions about this. Don't think I have an answer about this either.
Yeah.
But I don't have
okay.
I don't have any more questions about this. You know what I mean? And so I also think that that's okay with certain type of conversations and certain topics.
100%. And you just have more content to just later in life, like reflect on, right? You might be just in the quiet on your own and you have context from many different opinions and many different sides that might lead you to an answer way later. It's never in the moment. I very rarely change my mind in the moment when I'm hearing someone tell me something and I don't really necessarily agree with them. So
yeah, for sure.
Real quick, if you weren't pregnant and you were in the open right now and you were would this work out 25.2? Is this one that you like as well?
I think I got 200th or something worldwide in it. So it wasn't a home run hit for me, but it wasn't bad. So like now I would like
I know.
Wait, hold on.
Wasn't home run, but okay.
200th in the entire world.
In that
wasn't
workout.
enough. That's not a home run.
Not when my best is like I have had like a 10th and 11th and a 9th. Like
I know, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So but you know, I mean, like it's still a great work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have loved it. Yeah. No heavy barbell.
Hopefully on the last one, and I hope it's not a deadlift. I hope it's anything else but a deadlift.
No way they do it. Too many plates. No way.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be.
There would be a lot of plates.
So I hope
we'll have to get you back on. Hey, listen, I got to have you on for as many times as I can before you pop this kid out. Cause I know once this kid comes out, that's it.
Hey, y'all better ask me back on after.
No, we will.
We will. It's more like, what time do you have?
Yeah. No, I'll have to debrief. We'll have to do a after action report on the
for sure. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that could be fun.
We're gonna have a good time. The Saturday, the actual open workout is my birthday, so we'll probably go out after she does the workout. We'll have a little brunch, little glass of wine, and then pop back on.
Oh, that
The-
sounds good. Wine sounds good right now.
Yeah.
Pop
And
back.
then
Miss it.
Mr. Self. Mr. Self
Oh yeah,
is
and then
coming
yeah,
on.
Taylor's gonna come on and mess with her open workout in the
yeah.
afternoon. So it should be a good time if you
Yeah.
guys are around. It'd be super cool.
I'll come hang
but-
out too. I'll
Yeah.
be in the chat. So
Yeah, talk
For
shit.
sure.
It's fine.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So did you see the last one? The last one ended up being crazy, dude. We did live links and
no, I didn't make it on that.
you weren't there, but holy Julia
On
Cook,
YouTube with Julia Cook.
yeah.
The last recap video for
And they
the
it was great. Vindicate came on, Jethro called, and then
Jeremy
the last
was on.
Dude.
Fucking Julia was on.
the
It
last
was
30 minutes,
so
the
fucking
chat
funny.
was insane and it was so funny.
Funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It was like the
You
gr-
have to put the chat on while you're watching it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
all you're really gonna see from us is laughing.
we're just laughing the whole
We're-
time.
We're like pulling up some comments, but you have to have the chat rolling at the same time because they were savages. It was so
It was
fucking
so good.
funny. It was so good.
But
And we just thanked everybody. We were like,
yeah,
in this world, we needed that. Trish
Yeah.
was like, I needed that so bad right
yeah,
now.
T
Thank
Money
you."
was like, I needed that. It was
Yup,
like it was
yup.
I mean to tears. Like tears
Crying,
were
yes,
rolling.
yes.
It was amazing.
It was. I will say this, and the boys probably won't appreciate this, but I will say that was the best belly laughs we've ever had.
Oh my god, yeah.
Even chat appreciation.
Yeah,
so
it was
Jan
amazing.
and Jake need to step up their game.
Oh my
because-
gosh, dang. I'm
Oh, it
there.
was
next time.
so
No, Scott, Jake and Jan are professional now, so we can't mess with them like that. We can't.
no,
you know,
that was
they're professional. They're high level. I can't talk about
yeah,
their.
but Jan was savage in the chat.
Yeah, Jan was savage in the chat. That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
That's
It
the most
was
entertaining
so-
though.
Yeah,
It was
cool.
like him, Barry. Who else?
God, Kenneth was in
Kenneth
there.
was in
Teresa
there.
was in there. Joe,
Yup.
like they were.
Everybody.
It was
so
crazy.
funny.
It was fire.
It was good. You got to go check that out. So if you
I'm
haven't seen it
pumped.
yet,
And
yeah,
happy early birthday.
Oh, thank you. I know. I kind of don't like.
we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I feel that. I'm the same way.
I'm at that age now. It's cool, but
But have fun.
Um,
Enjoy a glass of
yeah,
wine.
we're gonna go do the thing. We're gonna hang out, and then we're gonna come let Taylor Self mess with Colleen for a little while, and then probably hopefully talk to Gabe. So
Yeah.
it'll be a good time
Taylor after a glass of wine will be fun. Or like,
for
like
us after a
for
glass
us.
of wine for us.
For
yeah,
us,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
right, but that would be he's always entertaining. But I
Yeah,
just
he's
think
good.
yeah,
after
for
a
sure.
wine-
Especially because he's gonna break down.
What's the actual? Oh, my birthday, the 8th, March 8th, so Saturday.
Saturday?
44, baby, 44.
go.
We're hanging in there. We're hanging in there by a thread, the same thread that Ellie was talking about at the beginning of the show. We're hanging in there.
Vigorous.
We're hanging in there.
It's
All right, guys.
Red.
It's a strong thread. All right, guys.
Thank you
We'll see
so
you
much.
Saturday.
We love y'all. We'll see you on Saturday.
Bye.
Deuces.